my friends. Welcome to Magic with Melly. So, today's reading is kind of about releasing baggage, all right? Because we have this Ten of Wands here. This Ten of Wands is the energy of carrying too much, carrying more than what's yours, maybe even refusing to see another perspective or the need to see from a new perspective. That's definitely some energy here. Ten of Wands is definitely carrying too much. Maybe you guys need to go on vacation. Maybe you guys need to tap into some trippy substances. Maybe you've been tripping, like literally like lots of drama and it's throwing you off balance. Maybe literally off balance. You are tripping over things, tripping over situations, tripping over literal objects. The energies, either fortunate or unfortunate. People are seeing their karma right now. At least they're really seeing how they feel. Because recently we did go through a full moon cycle. We're coming down from the energy really meeting its peak. Whether or not you're within this cycle, you may be in a different moon cycle. You may be in wherever you are in your life, know that this reading is timeless, past, present, or future. If the message is for you, it's for you. If you feel called to click it now, if you feel called to click it in the future, if it's channeling something from your past, if it's channeling something current or in the future, you will decide where your placements are with that. I had the King of Wands, so it's like you guys are really knowledgeable on how to keep your baggage around. Maybe you just it's maybe what you're used to. You've owned this energy, this energy, it feels safe, but it's not necessarily always for you. Maybe you were born into maybe you were a lamb born into a pack of wolves and you didn't know, right? And they were just feeding you, nourishing you until they could eat you up, essentially. And that's not a fun energy to be in. It could be family, friends, loved ones, coworkers, like wherever you find that placement to be. If you resonate with carrying other people's problems, you may be an empath, you may be a giver, you may not know how to receive, you may be seeing too much in one direction and you need to be in the other direction, in the other perspective, at least for a time that will feel right for you. The Chariot is just action forward or a balance between, because with the two entities in the front, it's just these represent to me strength and God and goddesses and statues of like representing black and white. And so seeing this Chariot card is really saying to me, like, well, I'm hearing the word hold your horses, hold your horses. So it's like really consider like the placements of where you're at. Are you more good than bad, or are you more bad than good? Which one? Like, because sometimes we are wearing a self mask. We are pretending to be something we're not. Some of us are, not all of you. Some of you are taking in behaviors that are not of you, but you have not noticed it so far, or have not noticed how you have changed as like the people around you have changed. Because the natural thing for people to do is connect, and is like, what types of things are you connecting over? Are you connecting over evil, or are you connecting over good? Are you connecting over healing? Your placement with that, make sure that you will have alignment with your placement. Now, someone who is doing really, really, really well should by no means there should not be any means to try and like take that person down. Like, if you are in need of help, you should give to the person of inspiration because they're giving you literally a role model. They're giving you literally like something to look at and replicate or copy in order for you to get closer to your abundance and get closer to your success. So then why would you try and take that out? That's not your competition. That's inspiration. That's what's going to bring you up, not bring you down. You are what's bringing you down, and now you want to bring somebody else down. So get into a new perspective, because some of you are really feeding yourselves the karma that you guys are experiencing. Do absolutely trust that whatever you have received from the universe, you have given out in some way or form, in multitudes of layers or compounding energies, etc., etc. If you are one of them that get in the middle of everything's, don't be surprised when you're really alone and your life is in fucking shambles. You have tried to destroy other people's lives. Now your own life is destroyed. You destroyed your own life by trying to destroy other people or take other people down, whether energetically, using stability, using outside objects, right? If you use a car or put damage on a car, there's going to be it's going to be direct. And karma's going to place it where, because you don't know what someone does behind the scenes. So karma's going to place it where it's like a public humiliation. If there's been a lot behind the scenes, the karma will push it in the other direction and be like, well, that person, guess what they were doing? So if there was someone who looked publicly like they were accused of cheating, they probably actually did cheat, but then it's like the victimization, like, why are we victimizing each other? We all have our own experiences. The trouble here is that there's pain, and then more pain is intended to be inflicted. Karma doesn't always have to be in your hands, but sometimes karma doesn't have the complete access to the 3D control, right? Certain laws, certain paperwork that's in place, you have to be able to push your go to be able to squeeze through the loopholes that karma can't control. Because we are like, I'm hearing co-create. We co-create with the universe. So sometimes you need to let go or press go, or I've been channeling this energy, and just like karma can be really limited by how much you have done in your own opposite energy. They may want to push you out. They may want to push you out of depression or push you out of, in one way or another. But if you're not willing to, karma's going to just leave you be and then press on the situation when it's needed, when it's time. There is divine timing, and when it's hit the max or hit the limit, that's like, it's going to be forced. But you can definitely eliminate or reduce certain pain or certain situations from hitting that max. Because karma never really wants to harm in the extremes, or in the it's only balance. So if there's been a death that occurred, a tragic accident, make no mistake, God would save, or the situation would be saved, unless they've already served a life purpose. If their death serves a purpose to survive someone else, or it's those things like that maybe they did serve their purpose and it's time for them to guide on the other side. But maybe they died because there was intentional placement somewhere. Maybe death threats were made, maybe mental health attacks were made, literally seeing what someone needs and wants and faking it, or doing the literal opposite of what's been asked of. It's very clear what would make someone comfortable, and then they're made very uncomfortable. If you ever see opposing energy, there's a lie somewhere. or there's trauma somewhere. You know, there's a misunderstanding, right? And what makes misunderstandings? Lies, not being indirect, you know. What also creates misunderstandings is not being vulnerable. You need to, you know, something that is not known. So sometimes you need to share something about your perspective or your experience in order for there to be an understanding. Maybe the misunderstanding is you don't know enough about one another or about the situation or even about yourself. Really consider, are you as good as you think or say you are, or are you as bad as you think or say you are? Some of you are really, really, really self-deprecating. It's like a slow suicide, and I mean that as triggering as possible. Because you're meant to feel your emotions so you can save yourself and control yourself and take yourself to the elevations and the places and with the people that you need. This baggage is all filled with hanging on to shit that don't even care back or don't even love back, don't take action towards you, doesn't do what towards you. Whatever you're asking for, whatever you need, it's partial energies, and Spirit saying, see that perspective. See that if they don't put energy towards you, that's that. They don't want to, and they won't want to unless you ask them to, and you're already carrying a lot by picking up their work, by going to them when they, you know, like they didn't reciprocate it, and now you're doing extra because you're doing what they should be doing to be able to keep the connection up. Isn't that messed up? Shouldn't it go both ways? You share spaces. Shouldn't be always going over to one person's house. Maybe, you know, like they're on a different level than you. If they're on a different level than you, they can't sit with you. Mean girls, you can't sit with us. They had like strict rules, and it's like because they, like, you know, you don't want to penetrate the situation with like an enemy or an outsider, like someone that doesn't belong with you, your energy or your goals or your dreams. You can keep your circle really small. You don't need all these people around you for you to be successful. You can be successful on your own. You can be successful with only one friend. It looks like people are successful and they have so many friends or whatever, but it's really admirers, people who are just following suit because they're doing their own, they're on a different level on their journey. A lot of following is trying to get to the same places as others. Sometimes you don't want to go to the same place as like how someone else is behaving or doing or being or existing as. Because whatever they're doing, like look at what they have. Do they have a job? Do they have a car, a house? Do they have what things do they have? And like what things were given to them versus not given to them. Like because some things are given to you because you earn them. Some things are given to them because it's been manipulated. There's been buttons pushed, people pushing, all sorts of interesting energies to get what you want. It's great to use the tools at hand, but are you using them with healthy intentions, with good intentions, or are there bad, selfish, greedy intentions? Wherever those placements are, that's how you're seeing the karma hit. And you know, never mind being in the face of evil and trying to know the difference and seeing like a mixed karma, sure. But some of you, your chaotic energy is like barely escaping evil, and you need to see that for what it is and block out whatever the fuck you just experienced that was so horrific and traumatizing and awful that you're here in this reading for. You need to block it because it's not for you. It's blocking you, and the more you let it in, the worse their obstacles are going to be. Because they'll continue to get away with it until you can't handle it anymore. At what point you'll know who is strong and who is weak, because someone will have died or someone will have survived and they're not communicating with that person anymore. The second I close the door on somebody, the new target died. And I mean that wholeheartedly. I would not just say anything like that. Like the strong versus weak, sometimes people are used to you being so strong. But then when when it's placed on another person who's not strong enough, then what? That is that is a karmic cycle where the next, like, the longer you think you can get away with shit, the worse stuff will get. I'm a survivor of suicidal thoughts. I'm never going back there. And I just removed so many people who probably tried to place me there or grouped up to place me there. Not anymore. And so if you're surrounded by darkness, you're surrounded by self-deprecating people, whether intentionally or unintentionally. Some people target themselves to make it seem like they're not targeting someone else. It's like this boy who cried wolf kind of situation, like lots of liars and more lying to escape stuff and blah, 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 blah. It's using a scapegoat, like a lamb in the wolf pack. Or, like, that's what I think probably the term black sheep comes from. Because the sheep has to disguise itself in the wolf pack and pretend like they're a part of the pack. But at some point, the pack is going to grow up or, be strong enough. You can't just be hiding from your truth. Black sheeps are actually very special beings. They're chosen beings to speak truth, channel the lessons. And doing a true black sheep wrong is no good. The karma hits heavy around these people and fast. Maybe even before you even thought you were going to receive karma about it. I seen karma hit tenfold more than the actual event because of maybe polarity. Oh, you want to emotionally fuck? Well, we will physically fuck, like over your situations. And vice versa. If, you want to physically, screw over someone's objects, well, then we will put you into a mental prison so you no longer want to leave the house. You no longer want to do anything with your life and yourself because you are a shame and a pity, disappointment, disgusting. All these nasty energies that people are literally, you need to let them sit in it because they deserve it. No more boo-hoo, I'm depressed. No more boo-hoo. Those people are not, I'm saying this as seriously / lightly as possible. People who actually have real mental health issues, they do not easily speak about them. So someone who is speaking very, very, very much about their situations, they're probably using that as a tool against the people who are actually being victimized. Wow, I haven't even uncovered the other cards, yo. But so that's kind of the entry messages. The sage has not stopped burning, so there's been lots of bullshit you guys need to get yourselves out of. You only deal with your own bullshit. Don't be mixing your good / bad karma with other people's good / bad karma. Because what's good is going to go down and what's bad has to experience it, You can't mix that mix. It can be incidental. It could just be because there was a mutual lesson. But then as long as you keep within good intentions and warrior tactics, how can I keep this war towards love alive, keeping love and safety alive. That's the fight worth fighting. At least in my opinion, right? Maintaining a good person, even when someone's treating you like garbage or even intentionally placing garbage in your life. garbage is that garbage energy, that shit, anything that you don't want. Some of you, your boundaries have to be at this point of, I'm only going to say it once. And keep to it, you know, or I'm only going to say this like 2 or 3 times. I'm not going to continue having this conversation where my boundaries are pushed. No, no, no. That's going to just force you out of my life. So we have, it's my cat hair, but we have pyrite here, a lovely pyrite piece. And Libyan desert glass, definitely to ward off some psychic attack. You guys have been attacked metaphysically. Some people are actually using spell work, and their spell work is words. Their spell work is taking action and placing it conveniently so it will look like a certain way, blah, 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 blah. This is all methods of using, like, because it's like taking the tools, like the earthly tools that we have. It's magical what we can do with what Earth has given us as a planet. But what you use your 3D objects for, that good or bad, the bad is that dark magic, and the good is the good, and one prevails always, and you can guess which one it is. Because of this energy of, if you're self-deprecating, you have to target yourself to target another, right? If you have to hide like that, are you really strong? Are you really anything at all? If you have to hurt yourself to hurt another person, isn't that like, you're wounding yourself first and foremost? Can you really fight your best fight wounded? Can you really fight your best fight having to hide and, restrict your movements? Good can move as freely as possible because it's universally accepted. But bad, your shit's a joke. So, y'all, if your karma's good, you probably just needed to, hear that the bad feelings that you're getting surrounding this person is not you. That's not your energy. That's their energy trying to get you. Otherwise, if you are an enemy of the collective, you'll get some evil eye energy returned to you. So, for looking at any of these spaces with jealousy or hate in your heart at all, if that clouds any of your love at all, or is with any of your love at all, give it back, send it back. It's not for you. It can have a hidden agenda, and eventually will. True love just does not serve in that fashion. True love is not partial. So come into understanding in the placements as much as you can. Do your best, and then, you can always expect the best and love and all that from yourself. You cannot always expect that from someone else. Though you may find it in someone else, you cannot always expect it there. So if you do not have it, if you do not have the truth and the love in another person, then you are downloading it as intuition and maybe ignoring it and continuing to be holding on to them, holding on to, maybe this is multiple people and situations that you're holding on to, all the coworkers, all the friends, all the whatevers that were a part of groups that you were in before. But if you're not even in those groups, if you're not even around those people, talking to those people in years, months, weeks, however long you think is too long, and you still feel this repeated cycle, you're always saying, I miss you. You're always saying like this or that. Well, all right then, it is what it is. Okay, because they actually maybe intended to miss you. Maybe they intended to not see you, Their actions speak louder. Why don't you come see me? Come Oh, because blah, 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 blah. No, that's an excuse. If they wanted to see you, they would. By any means necessary. If they actually wanted to see you, they would, and it would have happened by now. Someone's behaving out of imbalance, and so sometimes that's like fear comes in. Maybe you don't feel safe. Maybe you're thinking too much. This imbalance is chakra. It's energetic. You need to balance that. Serve yourself to the healing that you need. Some of you need to go to the mental health therapy. Some of you need to go to the chiropractor or start yoga. Some of you need to tap into energy healing. I do energy healing, chakra healing with crystals. So if you need a service, let me know. Do not just say hi or hello to me without intention. I need to know what your intention is. And we can book or schedule stuff. Okay, we have Two of Swords reversed. There's been a lot you guys weren't willing to see, but once you do see, you will have your wish fulfillment because you'll be able to make the room. I'm hearing you'll be able to make room for the things that you want by seeing what you need to see here. We have the Five of Pentacles, so it is like you guys have been wounded. I'm hearing wounded narcissist. So maybe you guys are dealing with someone who had a heavier narcissist than what you're dealing with, and they're just very wounded. They took in behaviors. Maybe they're a super empath and didn't even realize how empathic or how connected they are with Source. Not everyone is connected with Source. Not everyone can feel feelings or know, like, you know, they can try their best, but if you're not connected with Source, you're not connected with Source. So we have the Emperor, Justice. Sometimes the way I'm reading this Justice and Emperor is that you need to take your justice into the hands of both the divine and yourself. 10 of Pentacles and strength. It's taking a lot of strength out of you because you thought that this foundation was strong. But if it wasn't strong, one of those things is that something very small would test it. Or someone very powerful will test it, and it will like literally like crumble to pieces if you handle the wrong person, especially if you handle the wrong person. Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, there's a lot of I'm hearing just when you come into your strength, that's when certain people just leave you like for no reason. Like they turn cold towards you because they don't want you to be Nine of Pentacles. So what do? Cause a distraction by causing a problem or causing a situation. But it's a bad situation. Why is this bad news or bad situation coming to light at the timing that it is? Protect your energy because people will use their situations and be like, oh, look at me, like something's happening, to take you away from what would help you be strong, or even to take you away from yourself. There is emotional manipulation that I'm picking up in this energy specifically, where when you are seen turning into your strength, being this Nine of Pentacles, protecting this, right when you protect the right or wrong energy is also when karma hits. I remember being in a car with someone who's been accused of, you know, things. This situation's not mine to totally speak on, but I know that I was in the middle of helping someone helping another. And just my word on putting a good spell on somebody bad, or just protecting somebody, right? Protecting evil because I have good. It, like, I'm so powerful, it caused a ripple effect on the car. And where maybe the person, they, you know, karmically, there was needed for more space to be in my energy to learn something. And I get that. If my good words, if I protected the wrong person, that is that, I suppose. This stuff's hard to channel, you guys. I think that there have been car issues and the placement's not clear yet for some. Maybe it's because of how powerful of the chosen one that has been dealt with. So if you had a helping hand with evil against someone who, you know, maybe it's the other way around, where someone's used to a lot of weak individuals and being able to have control over them. I'm hearing minions, I'm hearing pawns in a mind game and all these things. So if they're used to, you know, people being weak, well, bitch. There's many of you in the collective that aren't weak, that you are very, very strong. And you use your magic in good ways. You are definitely stronger than these individuals. And they're having a hard time in unraveling. And they have to pull back. That's why suddenly they're like, oh, well, I can't get away with it there, right? So they kind of pull back. They're outside of the establishment at this point. Because maybe they've been kicked out. Maybe they actually were founded. Like whoever they'd been doing some bullshit to, they were discovered. So now they can't do anything. They have to withdraw. They have to figure out how can I get this energy back? How can I control this again? How can I, you know, get what I want? This is not good right here. Any of this that I'm seeing here, you guys. That's gross, you guys. But you guys need it channeled out for a reason. Sage is still burning, and I, you know, here in this reading, I welcome the bad energy only for us to understand it. Now we're keeping it away and at bay. We are protected. We are loved, respected, and guided by our spirit allies. We do not welcome our evil. We do not welcome weapons of evil, pawns of evil, no minionship. Collective in the reading, we are only welcoming love from this part of the reading forward. No bad intentions shall be placed or applied in the aftermath of this reading. Make sure you are being in attunement with peace and love in all of your actions and safety. Being safe out there, please do not, you know, do not move unless you feel safe to do so. That is what I am suggesting. So we have judgment. Messages here for the collective's highest good. For the good of all. Messages for the highest good. So we have judgment and 8 of Pentacles. I think it's clear where some of the energy needs work, whether it's within yourself or others. Let others do the work they need to do, and let yourself do the work you need to do. If you've done a lot of personal work, a lot of work on yourself, right, on your mind, body, spirit, then continue doing that. Don't pick up the work of someone else because you think you're done with your work. You're not done with your work. You need to continue, and they need to, you know, start or continue. Prince of Swords. Messages for the collective highest good. Clarify this, Prince of Swords, please, for the collective. This, I'm going to keep it horizontal because it feels like it needs to be. We have the 5 of Wands under this Prince of Swords. Now clarify again this Prince of Swords and 5 of Wands then. Clarify this, please, Spirit. Thank you. Six of Cups. Bob Ross, you're gonna go over here. The sage is still going, but I'm gonna have it keep going off screen. Back of the deck, Ten of Swords. So, oh my goodness, this Ten of Swords. Look at that. The imagery is the helping hand, helping those that have evil intents will fall back into your hands. So if someone has betrayal in their heart space and they send you to do it, you are still also doing the betrayal. I think that is the message that needs to be sent here. And I believe that some people got paid for or thought they would receive a payout for betraying you. Whether it was, I'm hearing numbers of types of payouts that could occur for betraying you. It could be family involvements of where money will go when someone dies. Or if someone dies. You know, dividing it so many ways instead of other ways. It could be someone directly was like pretending like they were not good. Like, I don't know, like there's just this illusionist energy, right? And so like if you saw and believed the betrayal and then placed it, seeing and believing lies and then placed an action based off of a lie. Sure, you didn't know, but you were still involved in evil. And so if you wonder why you have such weird karmic placements, it's somebody else in your energy, right? If you only do good in your life and then random bad stuff happens to you, it's sent by another person who's jealous of you. So if you have that in your energy, they're going to make you do stuff and push you around if you're not seeing them as they are, right? Like you're still seeing them lovingly. You're still seeing them. You're like, they wouldn't do that. No, blah, blah, blah. Well, as long as you have that judgment of, you know, you see their growth, you see the love in them, but maybe they aren't actually fully embodying it as much as you are thinking you're seeing it. That is an illusion. And it's like this working on illusion breaking or visualizing or seeing things as they are. That is a big step for some. And I think there's resistance because of the attachment. Because we went from 10 of Wands to now 5. So now it's like you're literally, it literally feels like being cut in half with this energy. But Wands versus Swords is like, Wands is not real. Like half of this is real and half of this is authentic. But the betrayal is fucking hella real, yo. Like it's, karma's not playing. Humans may be playing. So karma will play with you and your things and all of your stuff to make you see that you're fucking playing around. But karma don't play. Karma's hella serious. 6 of Cups. I'm hearing from Spirit to lighten up your energy. Like music's gotta come through. Let your artistry, your music, your flow come through. You deserve it for sure. And we had the Lovers. And Chariot again. So you guys are ready to start choosing what's right and seeing what's wrong, seeing what's right, seeing what's wrong, and still choosing right. If you chose wrong, I think it's the end of an era. Because someone's head really hurts. it looks like this individual's like cupping their third eye. So again, with that psychic attack, the psychic attack energy, I feel like you guys are exhausted by it. It's given a whirlwind of situations. And with the Chariot behind, I think, and then again with the Lovers is Gemini energy. And then we have plenty of Swords, so more air energy. Libra, Aquarius. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And low-key some water signs too. Cancer, Scorpios, Pisces. That's what I'm getting right now. If that's helpful, take it. If it's not helpful, then ponder on it longer until it is helpful. This is a combination of my intuition and yours. We are working together. I am magical and so are you. This is Magic with Melly, so it's like you guys need to unlock your magic and not just be on my magic, you know. Don't be lazy. We're doubling up, right? This is like me sharing my intuition so you can share yours and we could like be strong together. I'm not trying to take you out. I'm trying to lift you up, yo. So, Bob Ross, if for the painters out there or creatives out there, or the people who are, you know, tuning into music, tuning into your journey, your hobbies, these things that need to kind of take us out of the baggage, you know, like if you're dealing with other people's problems, let them deal with their problems. You really can learn to be creative as you paint. It's like anything else. It just takes a little practice. This says anything we don't like, we'll turn it into a happy little tree or something. So you could paint some, whatever you want, really. There's all sorts of levels to art, you know. I really like tuning into catharsis. So it doesn't, you know, if it looks chaotic, it is because my energy was chaotic when I made it. If it looks beautiful, then I felt beautiful when I made it. If it looks ugly, then I felt ugly when I made it. You know, just be accepting of the art as you being able to see yourself. Painting will bring a lot of good thoughts to your heart, you know, because when you make really, especially when you practice, right, when it's bad, it's going to be bad for a while because you're starting. But eventually it's going to be amazing and like become a fruition, like a fruitful fruition. And so what I'm saying is the more you practice, then you'll be able to fully see yourself outside of you with your works of art, your creative, you know, element, whatever things that you make with your hands. You're going to be able to see yourself more and more and better every time you make something or create something. If you are somebody who channels or creates with this fashion, it's going to give to you more than you give to it as long as you keep giving to it, giving to practice. I'm hearing discipline, practicing responsibility, and not just responding, like actually responsibility, which is the action versus behavior. Responsibility is the commitment to be able to respond. Responding is just the action of responding, like, you know, choosing or choosing not to. Some things will respond when it's convenient, but does that make them responsible? No. Let's put a few little highlights in here just to make them little rascals just sparkle in the sun. Well, that kind of felt like me saying, like just highlighting some more bullshit that these people do. Let's put a little more highlights in there. I feel like in this imagery, snow, if there's a sun out over here somewhere, that it would really make the snow glitter. So sometimes someone who's been cold or like a situation you haven't been around may look more attractive than you thought before, because maybe you didn't fully see something the way you needed to or wanted to, and maybe you were like not into it because you didn't know it could shine the way it did, or like sometimes like a really traumatic experience really shows you where to appreciate something not, like the complete polar opposite. So maybe you didn't see something so beautiful before, and now it's like kind of glimmering and highlighting itself now. That some of this stuff is being channeled out and over. If you're waiting for a person to come in, or, you know, maybe you already know your person, you need to reach out, or someone new is going to come in, you can be hopeful for that. It says, let me extend a personal invitation for you to drag out your brushes and a few paints and paint along with us. So someone may want to paint with you or create with you or take you out on a date. I'm hearing, because the invitation word on there is triggering, like they may want to take you out or invite you over or invite you to somewhere, invite you to a party, invite you to a place. Again, this sounds like dating energy, but it's up to you if you want to date. But you don't have to date someone that you're going to have sex with or have an intimate connection with. You can have dates with friends. Dating is like placing a time and place and day on it. That's what really dating is. Dating doesn't have to have the context of sex or romance or anything like that. However, if it leads to that, isn't that fantastic? I knew you could do it. So it's like some of you may find love in this fashion with just having no expectation, with just any dates that you go on, any hangouts that you have, placing no expectation on what someone will do or what is expected of someone or expected of you. The only expectation that you should have is the one with yourself, where you should be yourself, and hoping that someone else is themselves, but that is not an action that is yours. Like, someone being authentic is their own action or inaction in that realm. So you're in control of whether or not you're authentic, so make sure that you are. If others are not, you make sure that you are truthful also with them or with yourself about what you think, right? Whether or not it's true for you, you attract or repel it for a reason. So let yourself just fully embrace. Every day is a good day when you paint. That's like really that fully embracing energy, because Bob Ross was a total painter. So he's saying like every day is good when he gets to paint, and that's such a beautiful energy. Rest in peace. Let's get crazy. What the heck? Take a 2-inch brush. This is your bravery test. So if some of you have never painted before, it's your test to try it. Find freedom on this canvas. Maybe you've never experienced creative freedom before. You've always tried to copy someone else's style or someone else's idea, or like, just let yourself do it. Just do it. No looking at anything else. Maybe you spent a lot of time looking at other things. Now you need to look to yourself, look to your actions, look to all these things. What of your actions led someone else to do something? What of your actions was a part of something else bigger than you even saw in the first place? And now that the events are out, or the puzzle pieces are out, you kind of can see how things came out the way they did. I really believe if you practice enough, you could paint the Mona Lisa with a 2-inch brush. And trees cover up a multitude of sins. So trees bring in shade. It's shady. Some of this is shady energy. But I'm hearing that there's sometimes we have like controlled fires, like controlled forest fires, to get rid of trees that, you know, maybe there's too much shade, and some other animals, beings of nature can't survive because of all the shadiness, right? And so it's like they literally die, or the trees will die, like something dies. Some things get burned down, towers, trees, people. Maybe trees are significant. Maybe someone who resonates with being a tree or like tall or like plant people, maybe they had a lot of sins and they're covering it up. I think each of us at some time in our life has wanted to paint a picture. You hold it in your heart space and then remove it because you're afraid of trying it. Just go out and talk to a tree, make friends with it. You may need to be friends with nature again, or something with this sinful energy and friends. seeing who's shady and who's not, and, you know, climbing high. Maybe you need to become a tree and not be underneath these trees. Because trees are wonderful if they're providing shade. It has to just be the good kind, you know, because shady is like, that context is not good, but, you know, shade is like, you'll feel cool underneath their branches, underneath their help. So really take however that resonates for you. I have some pre-shuffled oracle cards, and then it's going to be it for the reading, y'all. So this card says independence. I embrace total independence, and I see how empowering that is. Even when I'm in a relationship, I can still be independent by meeting my own needs and creating my own happiness. When I do that, I'm the fullest version of myself, and I have much more me to give without needing pieces of me in return. A scientifically impossible expectation. This card reverse says surrender. So some of you are not surrendering to your independence. You are too codependent on whatever it is that you are. So you need to surrender that energy. Hear ye, hear ye. You are hereby being called to unclench your grip on any old thought patterns that are getting in your way. Surrender ideas that make you feel like a victim of circumstance or which make your dream relationship seem like impossibility. The mayor of reinvention has just arrived and has made the following decree. Limiting beliefs about yourself and your life are heretofore forthwith officially and indubitably declared for the birds. And birds here could be significant. You may be resonating with having an ancestor around. They are seen as birds in most cases. So you could be seeing birds for that reason, because you have an ancestor watching over you. And your thoughts. So be mindful that if you see a bird, you may need to stop, you know, thinking in a certain fashion. My best self. You guys need to practice your best self, because it's clear that it came up reversed because not all of you are. A majority of you are not. So, you know, don't come all pity-patty, pouty at me saying I am being my best self. Well, there's so many ways that you could do better always. So try and keep that improvement up and keep the rest as well surrounding it. You know, make sure you have the breaks with yourself. I trust that when I'm doing what's best for me and being the happiest version of myself, the right sorts of relationship will appear in my life. That means I can let go of all my worries about the future, knowing that my only job is to be happy in the moment while simultaneously attaining a cosmic level of enlightened awareness and total psychological self-actualization. And it says, giving. I welcome the idea of give and take in my relationships, and I eagerly practice the give part. By giving freely, I discover just how fun giving really is. Giving my time, care, and attention to someone else actually gives me good feelings, which makes me want to give even more. Wait a second, does this selflessness make me look selfish? Be honest. So giving is wonderful, because when you give to someone, they give you back a good energy, because maybe it's the smile on their face or their energy that they give you already. You wanted to just appreciate it, so you gave them a gift, right? And so it's like giving and receiving is very a unique look. Some people only know how to receive. Some people only know how to give. Well, guess what? That is an extreme. The giver is going to give until it's exhausting, and the receiver is going to receive until it's exhausting. And then there's going to be a major break, and then it's going to happen again. But what happens is, like, takers can't take from other takers. Givers and receivers are extreme opposites. So it goes until it's exhausted, then there's a break, and then you continue until you're exhausted again, and then you continue. But then the proper alignment is doubling up on giving. One person gives, so the other receives. The other person gives, so the other receives. So if they're both giving, they're both receiving. Best self. You can perform being in your best self by being so you have enough of you to give. Like, you have more than enough of you to give, right? That's just like, you spend so much time on your own showing yourself the true love you need, right? Expressing yourself through all these hobbies, maxing out on hobbies, maxing out on love. You have abundance, so give it to other people. But some people haven't learned this practice yet. Some of you just take. I don't have, so I take. Take. It sometimes works, and that's what you guys are feeling. Surrender to creativity, create more, let your imagination soar, stay open to all creative ideas about how to pursue a dream or solve a problem. Stay open to ideas. So something may be really uncomfortable as far as like a push on your creativity. Do it. See what that does. Surrender to joy. You might find yourself to be happier in that placement than you thought. A key to positive change in your life is to let joy in and savor it. Indulge in random acts of smiling. During both the hard and easy times, keep surrendering to more joy. And this card says, surrender to your full power. Your life is calling for you to step into your full power rather than playing it small. Yeah, playing it small. You guys need to quit with that. You got to believe in your dreams, you know, being a possibility and being true. Surrender to what is. Again, that accept things as they are. Accept that someone's sabotaging you so that you could, you know, do what you can't, like, do what you actually would do if, you know, knowing that. But if you're not willing to see, then you're not seeing what is, then you're not doing what you need to do based off of what is. This illusion work, you need to release and see what actually is. Flow with what is instead of fighting it. When you can't change a situation, compassionately accepting it exactly as it is will bring you peace. It brings you peace. It may disturb you at first because it's meant to disturb you. It's meant to disturb you so that you can find the tools to be able to show yourself peace. Some of you haven't fully discovered the tools, such as like actually being okay with removing the extra energy. This is kind of like greediness, right? If you're really, really happy, there's greediness at hanging on to how happy you are. You need to like always flaunt it or show it. I'm happy. No, you're not if you have to flaunt it like that. You're holding on to it too strongly. Because happy is not a destination. Peace is, you know, what you're looking for. Happy is an abundance of feeling good. But you can give away your happiness by sharing it, right? You share it and that, like, so someone else can add to it. But then some of you have abundance of like negativity and you're not like this what is. You need to see it so you can like remove, like, you know, be able to give yourself the peace and be like, okay, well, that disturbs me. So now I know it disturbs me. So now I can remove it. But if you don't know what's disturbing you, that's really the hard thing of you won't know what to remove to bring you peace. Until you're by yourself and you're at peace, you know, you're by yourself for some time, you're finally at peace, then that person or the situation resurfaces and they really like tick you off, or they're not with you, they're not in alignment with you. You know that they're either on a higher level or a lower level. Which one do you want to go to? Do you want to go to higher levels or lower levels? Well, then accept or reject accordingly. Surrender to spirit. Once you've done everything you can to achieve a goal, turn the situation over to divine. Let spirit work its magic for you. So if you place social media blockages, karma is coming. Once you do everything that you can do for love and peace, that's everything that you can do. Trust that the divine will bring the replacements that add to that. You know, if you take in something that removes from your love and peace, if you've taken that out of your life, then spirit will replace those people, that job, that whatever. Surrender to miracles. If you don't believe miracles can happen, then you don't believe in yourself and the mirror effect that the universe has. Be open to miracles occurring in your life. Feel and know that these events are real. Let go of any resistance and banish any doubt that miracles can happen. Trust. You have a strong connection to your soul's loving voice and have faith in your intuition. Release. You have the ability to give over unwanted energies to the loving forces of the universe. Spontaneity. You move beyond the constraints of the mind and freely and lovingly embrace new situations. And freedom. You guys are going to be coming into spontaneity and freedom after releasing. This is only after the fact. Once you feel free and safe to be yourself and have detached and understood your empathy. It says you move beyond, you are releasing any self-imposed restriction or perceived limitations through the loving energy of openness. You are releasing old patterns and ideas that no longer serve your highest ideals of love. Detachment. Empathy. You feel and understand the emotions of another in the service of love and joy. You delight in the love of life and bring in a spirit of fun to all that you do. We have the compassion card for love, generations for ancestors, unfoldment, lotus flower, and karma in reverse, DNA. So with this last message, I think that some of you in the collective are literally breaking generational curses. Some things that your family has gone through time and time again. Whatever the lessons are, you are the person that teaches them, or you are the person that breaks them. You are the person that does something different or something for the first time, or even stand up against your family. There are a lot of energies that are passed down, traditions, cultures, like types of behaviors and actions that are passed down. And if you are seeing what's right and and what's wrong is wrong, and you're showing compassion and teaching and like that understanding, that time to understand and love, you are this person that's unfolding some of this karma. You are this person that is releasing karma or letting karma happen. You are this person that is very powerful. This card says you have unlimited power here. You can do that. You can do anything on this canvas, anything. So you can create anything. You can be anything. You just first have to believe or see the existence in it in a dream or in your ideas or thought process or, operational process. You need to see it and actually perform. Whatever makes you happy, put it in your world. What did I say about like this? You just need to be able to like place it in your life. Perform it or place it in your life. So you guys, this was the reading. I hope you guys are going to be careful in this time and space now in the aftermath. Now you know what you know about these bad people. So when you confront them and they know they're bad, they may go full cap, just saying. And so be careful out there. Do what feels safe, but make sure it actually is safe. Break illusions so you're not accidentally placing yourself where you should not be. Okay, so take care. I am Magic with Melly here on this channel. So you guys were so magical for being in this space and tuning into the frequencies of wanting love or having love. So affirm that you deserve love. Affirm that love is coming in. Alrighty, goodbye.